Now, the first time I did this, I didn't realize how to climb down, so I just jumped off the ledge and killed myself. There's a giant hole right here, and they were kind enough to just let it so you could walk right down. But all the towers aren't going to be this easy. But the idea is there's a tower in each region, which should be your first place to go for, so this way you can unlock the map of that area. My, it would seem we have quite the enigma here. This tower and the others just like it have erupted across the land, one after another. It is almost as though a long-dormant power has awakened quite suddenly. If you would not mind me asking, did anything occur while you were atop that tower? Well now, a voice, you say. And did you happen to recognize this voice? I see. Well, that is unfortunate. I mean, I recognized it, but Link didn't. I assume you got the sight of that atrocity enshrouding the castle. I don't even remember what voice I gave him. That is calamity again, and 100 years ago, that vile entity brought the kingdom of Hyrule to ruin. It appeared suddenly and destroyed everything in its path, so many innocent lives were lost in its wake. For a century, the very symbol of our kingdom, Hyrule Castle, has managed to contain that evil, but just barely. That it festers, building its strength for the moment it will unleash a blight upon the land once again. It would appear that moment is fast approaching. I must ask you, courageous one, do you intend to make your way to that castle? Not right now. You need not say a word. Your eyes reveal the determination within. Here on this isolated plateau, we're surrounded from all sides by steep cliffs. There is no way down. If you want to try jump off, well, no death could be more certain, or more foolish. Of course, if you had a paraglider like mine, that would be quite another story. Certainly, why not? But there's no such thing as free item in this world, you know. Let's see now. How about I trade for a bit of treasure that slumbers nearby? Oh yeah, you can move the thing during cutscenes, which is actually quite cool. Come, let me show you something. I said hand it over. Oh shit, that's right, he actually reacts. Sorry, you were saying? Don't be hasty now, just follow me. Oh, you gotta move. I can't follow you if you aren't moving. Wow, that was really weird. You're looking the wrong way, old man. Do you see that structure there? The one shining with a strange light? It began glowing the exact moment those towers rose up from the ground. I would think such a nice place might have some sort of treasure, wouldn't you? Treasure for a paraglider. Very strange, I believe. Now this is the other point of interest. These are called shrines. There's like 120 of the bastards. That's what I mean by 100%. I'll be doing all of those. That's about the extent of it. And then the DLC, which kind of goes without saying. Now, let me go ahead and bop this fool. Now go ahead, blow your horn, but guess who's about to lose their vocal cords? That's right. Now let's see you call your friends without a body. That hurt. Did he get... He got killed by something. Did you just throw a rock at your friend? These guys are stupid. They will kill themselves. And apparently each other. Yes, I understand how to play the game. He's like, oh, that fool! Yo, you know what else? Oh, yeah. When things are badly damaged, they do extra damage. So when it's on its last hit, it'll do a little bit more, which is very, very nice. What would also be very, very nice is if I had my secrets. This way I could play the game a little bit easier. Now, I want to grab that. Well, you know, that's not what I wanted, but I appreciate you throwing stuff at your friend for me. Now, here is where fun time comes in. This is a cooking pot. You can only cook like this. You cannot build one. What I like to do is mark them on the map every time I come across them. Now, granted, there are specific spots that you will be able to easily access that makes it super convenient, I guess we can say. But, yeah. Now, what we want to do is, just to demonstrate, we'll go ahead and we'll cook a single mushroom by itself. And there you go, doubles the effect. Same thing goes with the apple, too. We'll go ahead and cook up one more thing just to, you know, further prove the concept. Now that was a happy jingle, meaning somehow I did something good and it gave me extra powers. Normally that would only do like 2, but it decided to do like way more than we need. No, I'm going to discourage you from trying to do anything overly complicated because we've got 3 hearts and it's just wasteful as of this point. But yeah, you can go ahead and get some good stuff. The more items you throw in, the more it ends up being worth. Oh, well, there goes that. So, yeah, just generalized advice. I can handle that. Where we need to go across there. Nothing else right there. So, here's how to swim. Also uses up your energy as well. Certain things are basically only for cooking as well. So, right here, let's use this for instance. This stuff right here, monster parts, if you mix that with food, you'll ruin the food. There's 2 types of things you cook. There's food and then there's potions. So things like monster parts, and then there'll also be like wildlife. Wildlife and monster parts mix together to make potions, and then food is food. It's obvious. You'll know food when you see food. You'll look at it and you'll think, yep, that's definitely edible. And then I guess the rest you're just supposed to think is drinkable, but yeah. This is our first shrine. Again, there's a lot of them. What are you? Oh, it says EX. That means it's DLC. We got a ruby. Okay. Yeah, that's a special chest, so it gave me a ruby for being nice and giving Nintendo extra money. Because I was really excited about this game. You're gonna get used to seeing this stuff a lot. Now, pretty much any time you go into a shrine, it's gonna have that kind of dialogue, and after this first one, we're basically just gonna skip, but just know that everything is the same. I really don't have the patience to see through it 120 times. Even more DLC. Now, because this game is special in the fact that you can do things in any order you want, they give you all of your abilities from the start. So, Magnesis, which I think is a really cool idea, is one of the first abilities you get. So no hookshot, nothing like that, but instead you get the ability to do with fucking magnets, and I think that's an okay trade. I can live with that. Now, it's a little bit more than just something so simple as grab block, move block. Push that over. You can also use objects like that as weapons. Okay, you're nothing special. Why is there two then? And inside these shrines, you can't climb across things, but I guess I thought there was something up there. Well, here, let me make a nice demonstration here. So for starters, grab this, beat it, get out of here. If we can move stuff out the way. Fantastic. So this guy right here is an enemy, but we can go ahead and knock him around like that using the items. And we can hit ourselves too. So just an idea, like there are ways to think and do things a little bit differently. So like again, that's just some of the things I didn't realize my first time playing was like you could do stuff like that. It never occurred to me to think or try, and just I ended up finding out myself better ways to do things. And then there's also this, where you can pull treasure chests to you if they're metal. Apparently there's also an animation where Link will kick a metal chest if he's barefoot, and then he'll grab his foot because he realizes it hurt like hell. So, cool little thing I just learned about that. Here, let me go one more thing dealing with magnesis. So, it may not be super obvious, but you can pull it, push it forward, high, low. So it does have a good range on that. I'm pointing out because it may not be super obvious at first, but it gives you a lot to do with it. I should not have done that. Really? Getting a little bit reckless with the magnesis. Apparently I kept the items I had before by dying, so I get to have more of the same items. That doesn't seem right, but okay. Anyway, here we go. Excuse me, hello? Talk to lady? Thank you.
Ho!
It seems you managed to get your hands on a spirit orb. Well done. I encourage you to slow down for a moment, my courageous friend. The appearance of those towers and the awakening of the shrine. It is all connected to that Sheikah slate you carry on your hip there. It has been quite some time since I have seen that Sheikah slate. Long ago, highly advanced tribe known as the Sheikah inhabited these lands. The great power of their wisdom saved this kingdom time and time again. But their ancient technology disappeared long ago, or so it is said. It is interesting, however, to think how something like that have survived all this time, hidden away in a shrine. These shrines are tucked away in numerous places across the land. On this plateau alone, I believe there are 3 more. Bring the treasures from each of those shrines, and I'll give you the paraglider. I said treasure, but I never said there would only be 1 treasure. Whether it's 1 or 4, what's the difference, a young go-getter like yourself? Since I'm feeling generous, I will also teach you a trick for finding shrines. The best way is to survey the land by looking around from a high point. Let's see here. How about you make your way to the top of that tower again? I'm afraid not, but don't worry. I have another little trick to share with you first. Take a look at the map on your Sheikah slate. See the blue icons? You should recognize the cave where you woke, the shrine that you came from, and the tower. You can travel instantly to any of those using the Sheikah slate. Or so I heard quite some time ago. I don't know if it actually works. Yeah, the game's got fast travel, which would be kind of insanely necessary. Now, let me go ahead and just bonk the old man real quick. Now, this being a metal box, yeah, harder to break. So what I want to do is push it right above, lift it all the way up, move a little bit to the right, left, let go. Why didn't all of it break? Thank you. Now, what I like to do, this isn't the best with magnesis, but usually turning on effects like this makes it a lot easier to notice and find certain items. So, yeah. For instance, there's even more down here. What is this thing, though? What is that? I don't know what the hell it is, but it's there. Give me the other treasure. Alright, so I want to make sure there's nothing else around here that can be utilized from magnesis. I want to check the other side real quick. Oh, he says. But yeah, you can go ahead and use magnesis for things like that. And you can also use it in combat. You can also use it to pick up weapons from afar as well. But to demonstrate the fast travel, that's wrong. I'm surprised it took you so long to catch up with an old man like me. Leave an old man and his secrets. Now then, I wanted you to join me up here so you could use this as a vantage point and search for shrines. Did you know about the scope on your Sheikah slate? To look through it and you can stick a pin anywhere you'd like to mark on the map. Pin on your map is a reference, points to your travels, just stick a pin anywhere you want. Experience, wisdom, instinct, call it whatever you believe, if only so. Please go ahead and take a look if you feel inclined to do so. So that is the, no, that's the wrong button. That is the truth. There's a shrine right there. Let me make sure that's actually within our region, because you can see stuff that is literally centuries away from you. But it's nice that everything is like orange, so it's super easy to spot out. There's another one. I know where that is. And he said there was 3. That's only 2 that I've seen. If that is the area I think it is. Where's number 3? Oh, man, almost walked off the edge. Alright, well, I know where I am, so I know it's not that way. But here's an example. You can go ahead... I don't see any towers or anything like that. Like, that right there is Hyrule Castle. Boom, Hyrule Castle. That's that far away. But you wouldn't ever know that. Like, just looking at it like that. It just doesn't seem like it. Oh, there it is. Right there. Alright, now we gotta go climb all the way back down again. But the idea is now we gotta go check out those 3 places. And that'll be it for this area. But now we've got Magnesis in hand. While we're going over other dumb shit, though, I want to go over the HUD. So it's relevant. Which way should we go to first? Which one's closest to us? Yes, that's an X. It says you die. It says RIP. Straight up says RIP. Thank you, game. One of them's the cold place, and I don't want to go to the cold place. I think that one's not it, so it's probably the red one. I guess we can go to purple. So, going over the HUD, you see the little thing that says F, and it's got, you know, you can see the arrow on screen. That's the temperature gauge. You can freeze to death, and you can burn to death. Have we beaten this guy up? That's a no. So that matters. And then there's... Here, well, that was a good catch. Spin, thank you. Bokobo is down. Yeah, it tells you which. We already got plenty of Bokobos, so who cares? Again, you end up with a lot more stuff than you really fucking need. Below the temperature gauge is the noise meter. That depends on how loud you are. That's also important because stealth-based things. And then below that is a clock and weather. Now, my biggest complaint about this game is how often it rains. This is a game about climbing. When it rains, you can't climb. We're gonna have a counter for how many times dumb shit happens. That's just not fair. But thank you. I didn't ask to go down there. Link did that on his own. No. And by the way, you can only really heal by, what do you call it? Eating. So sitting at the fire only speeds up time. It does not heal you. So I have to eat something. So let me demonstrate something else real quick. Hold this apple. Now if we go ahead and drop the apple on the fire. I want the right camera angle. Maybe we can't do it here. But basically what I'm trying to say is certain items stack. So if we got another baked apple, it would stack and it would be better for our inventory. So yeah, keep stuff like that in mind. We're gonna eat it anyway because generally you're not gonna find too many baked apples or anything like that. Or shrooms. As to where the seared steaks are actually worth hanging on to, because just about any enemy base you go to is going to have... That's not what I thought it was. It's going to have things like seared steaks.